Wade, you're going to be traveling over to Ohio tomorrow. How do things look for that Bowling Green game?
Well, we feel like, John, we're in much better shape this week than we were last week as far as understanding our team a little bit better, understanding our personnel and what they can do, and so we feel very positive about this ball game. We feel like we're better ready to play now than we were a week ago. Of course, a week ago we didn't know that.
Have you had a chance to scout Bowling Green at all? How do they look this year?
Well, Bowling Green, of course, is opening with us. This is their opener. We haven't seen them in actual competition. We have seen them last spring in their spring practice and saw all the personnel that they have in their spring game. So this is about as much as you can find out about them, except watching film from last year, and we have looked at their last year's film. They have changed coaches, but they haven't changed that much in the things they do. For instance, their head coach was their defensive coach, and they haven't changed their defense. Their offense, they've changed a few little things, but basically they're still the same type of offensive team that they were.
Now they're in that Mid-American Conference. As I understand, they're the favorite this year in that. So does that mean they're pretty strong this year?
Well, of course, I think when they start picking favorites, they don't know how teams are going to perform at all, but they go on the number of people back, and this team has quite a few lettermen back. And actually, John, they're a very similar team to Northern Illinois. They have quite a few kids back, and at the same time their offense is very similar. Their defense has some similarities. I'd say this team's strength lies in their defense. They've been noted for good defense, and they play a good, solid, hard-hitting defensive ball game. Now they're probably defensively, they're probably tougher on the running game than they are the passing game, but they have a good split end, and this boy by the name of Eddie Jones. They have a nice fullback, and Charles Radish. This boy by the name of Nitrate, quarterback, is a veteran quarterback. They have a good tailback. So I'd say they're a good, formidable ball club.
Now, for those who saw the opening game here and then maybe traveling to Illinois, what kind of changes can they expect in the Ball State lineup?
Well, we've had to make some changes in the defensive lineup. We brought Dave Wilhelm, who started for us at the offensive right tackle last year and who saw action at a defensive tackle too. We've taken David to the defensive team at an inside left guard, which should strengthen that middle quite considerably. And you see, we across the offensive line last week when we started, we were about 2 deep in lettermen. So this is a luxury we feel like we can no longer afford. So we brought David over. We were 2 deep in letterman at the center spot, so we brought Tim Hostrauser, our middle linebacker. This should strengthen the middle of that quite a bit. We've got 1 or 2 other changes we may have to make later. Right now we're going with Gary Lee